Hi everyone, and welcome to a very spontaneous random pick a card reading, which is a rather unofficial version, so I'm not even gonna edit it, I'm not gonna put it on social media, I'm not gonna timestamp it. I'm so sorry, but this is just a random soul vomit, if that makes sense. So I know that we are freshly after the eclipse and everyone kind of feels the heaviness, the intenseness, either in your life individually, personally, something heavy is happening, or it is maybe not you, but everything around you, so it affects you. And in certain moments when this is so heavily karmic, when this is hitting family or very, very sensitive nerve endings which really hurt, when even caressed, not to mention when they're like this, the eclipse and the eclipse moon in Scorpio, so the soul itself fades away for a very short time. Right now, I'm not saying we're soulless, I'm saying is that the soul is blindfolded a little bit, so it's at its most vulnerable. So there's two options for guidance. Either your very strong instincts, the animal within you, who is connected to nature, so nothing to fear, or the divine, but God closely, as in personally, you and God, whatever God is to you. So these are the two options to navigate. So when there are a lot of questions, why is this happening to me? The best possible thing to do, and this is something that I myself was inspired or learned, better said, from my favorite astrologer Nadia Shah, look at yourself and your situations from heaven's eyes, from heaven's perspective. Because sometimes that is the only truth. Sometimes it is totally irrational on a human level. But when we see the big picture, a more divine picture, it might make some sense. So choose between three already pre-selected cards from a tarot deck which I bought when I was a student, so it has special significance for me. These are all major arcana, that deck doesn't have minor ones. So I'm just preparing you for what to expect. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna clarify with minor arcana, or another tarot deck, better said. So everyone who has chosen the first one, yours was the Chariot. Now, this says to me that you're in a dual situation in your life, but this is how you're perceiving it, not necessarily that this is the ultimate truth. Hence, look at yourself from heaven's eyes. There is a moment of triumph in your life, but there is simultaneously a moment of bitterness. Because triumph, that means that either you are getting what you're asking for, you know that you're on the right path and it will lead you somewhere good. But at the same time, what it took you to get there, that is what's weighing you down. Like, okay, but what was the cost? Was all the hurt, work, sacrifice necessary? So this is where it's triumph in one way, or perhaps let's say you're after the divorce and your ex got it from karma like eclipse, and you still don't feel the justice, not that you want more, it's just that the vengeance doesn't feel sweet whatsoever. So whatever you, or maybe you're okay, you're a renowned professional finally, and your love life is zero, and you thought that improving your professional life would automatically do the same for your love life, and then did the opposite. You found out, well, I'm kind of alone in the world, and this is real. This is not my philosophy or my negative thinking. Practically in the now, I'm alone in the world. Okay, what's beyond the veil is one thing, but as a human being, my identity, my ego, I'm kind of alone in the world. So, regardless of how triumphant it feels, because Scorpio has a triumphant side, the treasure seeker. That means it will find the treasure at one point. So maybe you found the treasure, but something is making you not happy about it. Queen of Swords. Well, you're hair splitting. You're looking at a perspective from a very stark 3D down to earth reality side, ignoring the fact that 3D is a greater illusion than even the Bible, if you know what I mean. So you're anchoring yourself into something, a way of looking at things, a way of a perspective, a worldview that is so unjust, so unfair, so ruled by Mammon. And everyone to understand, Google what Mammon is if you don't know, because I'm not gonna explain. That you're doing a grave injustice to yourself. You're hurting yourself by your worldview. Six of Swords. This is where would you have moved on mentally, as in let go that you're not in 3D anymore, whatever this means to you. This would be a rather sweet victory in the sense that finally you can focus on yourself and what is important only and only and only for you and your soul. But if you look at it in a 3D way, the costs, the pain, the journey, but the journey which is past, the journey which is a memory. You know, this is where you're looking at the alchemist journey in a twisted way, Queen of Swords. Like, okay, the journey was so bitter that the reward doesn't matter. Okay, but this is the past cycle. This ended actually yesterday, if you know what I mean. This is yesterday, this was yes online, this was the theme. Today is just a memory. Reverse this, move on. And let's see basically heaven's perspective. Five of Pentacles. This is heaven's perspective. And it's so... oh, this is like a cherry on top for me. Because I don't know who you are, you're listening to this. But ready yourself for heaven's perspective. For heaven's eyes. Now, believe it or not, this isn't your Queen of Swords. This isn't you. You're not the devil here, so to speak. The divine feels bitter itself because it is the divine who cannot move on, and it's not even you. And this is like shocking because usually the human element is the faulty one. This is the divine says it's no fault that you feel this way because the divine is kind of offended. It's themselves, if you know what I mean. It's the divine who feels the offense towards certain people in your life who should have shown you, how should I say, compassion, but the kind of compassion where they share your joy. They didn't share your joy. So the divine feels poor. The divine itself feels poor because it could not glorify you. But the Eight of Coins, that which the human element. So I don't know, some people in your life who should have, I don't know, brought you flowers, symbolically speaking, or gave you that big smile, the big hug, the champagne. But the champagne not physically, all of this on a soul level, that message, but that message charged with honesty, not the fakeness. So the divine feels poor because it was let down. The divine, God works through people, right? Well, when people let it down, it has other plans. Cancel all of this. The divine says cancel the chariot. Whatever your moment of glory is, forget it. It deletes it. It has better plan for you. So if people disappointed you, you know, it's better than people. It will not disappoint you. Prepare yourself for plan B, the alternative, but it's alternative. Would you be someone who ever said, let your will be done? Well, this is the case now. So what the divine is saying, well, it will pass on its poverty feeling, emotional poverty, spiritual poverty, because the situation, this Queen of Swords, disappointed you. The actual fact 3D reality disappointed you. It didn't match to the Divine's expectations. And this was after the ball was in the Divine's court. So people failed him. People were not compassionate enough. Okay, no problem. They will get this, you abandoning them, and you will get something mysteriously perfect for you and your story. So thank you. So everyone who has chosen the second card, yours was the Hangman. So this is bad because it's depression, it's mental health issues. Why aren't you better? Why aren't you seeing the light at the end of the tunnel at least? Why is everything upside down? Why is everything still stagnating? Why is everything blocked? Why is that you feel better but money is not coming in? So something is still putting you in the cocoon and you should not be in there. Eight of Cups. Well, this can be a bit of alcohol or a bit of weed or a bit of escapism, fantasy, YouTube channels which speak about an alternate reality which cannot be physically lived. Let's say it like that. A movie, a book, computer game, something that has to do with escapism, but an escapism which is sanctified. It's not the typical escapism. You should be doing that. You should be on the escapist journey. So that is also divine. I'm not condemning anyone. Six of Cups reversed, because what you're living right now is so new that you never lived it before. You never expected your life to be like this, and not necessarily in a negative way, in a stripped down to the very core of the truth way. You never expected to be able to live without illusions, with the hard to swallow truth, but which is not bad, which is spiritualized. You understand it perfectly. So this is why the escapism, this needs to be an adventure for you, because otherwise it would be very scary what you're living right now, because you're after a leap of faith. You sabotaged yourself in one way, but that was divine sabotage. It was supposed to be like that, and the divine is not letting you down, but you are tied. Six of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're being replanted. So your life is uprooted. You're okay, but you're hanging in the air. You have no clue what's to follow. You have no idea what your rationalized purpose is. You feel what you have to do, but you cannot put it into 3D, as in words, or to give it a shape and form. So you're being carried by divine winds. Oh, everything. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, the High Priestess reversed. This is where your unconscious is right now the king of the castle, and you're just a spectator. You're not even a co-pilot, because you're sitting in the back, really. So you can't even like tap the pilot, like, be careful, the curb, the speed. No, you're just a helpless passenger here. But the good side, things are happening. Okay, Ace of Cups reversed. You're spiritually scared because you don't understand what's happening to you, but it is something is happening. The Fool reversed. You feel that this is a suicide leap of faith, that you're falling off the cliff. Chariot reversed because you don't see where you're going. You're blind. You just feel the traction when you're surfing, but with a blindfold. And one is not supposed to actually survive that, you know. but you're still alive. That is also a mystery. How are you okay when you should not be okay? You should be actually very, very scared or in an institute perhaps, but you're very okay. You're the hangman, but you're very okay. You know? You're the hangman, but who is comfortable somehow in a weird way. Nine of Cups reversed. You feel, you fear, you might think that time is up for something. It's too late for salvation. It's too late for things to turn okay. Too late for the miracle, the saving grace, the Tower reversed. Yet it's not the end. As in, it's too late, yet it's not too late. As in, you're just in the ruins, sitting in the ruins of your tower, and the construction worker is late. So if he's late, you're in big trouble, but he hasn't phoned, Seven of Pentacles, time and money is an issue. And again, the hangman clarified by the hangman. So it's the material side of things. Either if this material side is the person to help you, the job, or the finance to keep you safe materially, that not that it hasn't shown up yet, it hasn't shown up in a reliable way, because even if you are gonna be okay for the rest of your life, you don't want this modus vivendi. You don't want to have income the way you're having the income. The way is the problem, not the quantity. The unreliability. Maybe you're a freelancer and you're scared because, because of reasons to be scared right now. Yeah, but what we haven't really checked is heaven's eyes, heaven's perspective. This is that your soul is relocating. So your soul is like a computer and is searching on maps, applications, spiritually, that which is inside of you, where it is that you have fertile soil to grow in. So it's not bad, really. You need a bit of patience. So heaven's eyes. The moon, again, the same thing. And the temperance. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is where, the universe itself wove this cocoon around you, but this is the cancerous shell. You're not having to grow inside this, you're just needing to chill out. So you're just chilling out, really. It's a bit panicky inside because it's unexpected, but this is an act of protection from the universe, blinding you intentionally, because it doesn't matter what you're leaving behind. You have the monkey mind. It doesn't want you to overthink. It does not want you to be grateful, because that would also turn into drama, gratitude, and finally over. It doesn't even want you to process. It just wants you to chill out because you're healing. This is a healing bubble. This is like a spiritual immediate first state. You're okay. So of course the universe is not curious what's happening inside the healing bubble, because it knows 1,000,000% that you're safe. So thank you. And everyone who's chosen the third one is the High Priestess. So yes, the High Priestess, unconscious dream world. You're almost like living a fantasy. You're almost like living a myth, a mythology, where you're the mythological character and it's real. It shouldn't be real, but it's real. It's a fantasy, but it's real. So you already know that it's the kind of fantasy which is not a dream. It is not even a lucid dream because things are happening. This is something mysterious from the unconscious, but the High Priestess can Ace of Wands reversed. This High Priestess, and the Magician was there as well. So what this is that a mysterious force is guiding you, working in your life, working through you, animating you through, doing stuff through you. You're a bit scared because your own will is eclipsed, because all you can do is in a way rest, but something magical is happening in your life. Death reversed, a regeneration, a rebirth of the emperor, but emperor reversed of your ego. Yeah, you need a new ego because your material life has to be different. Your life has to be different. Then by this I mean routines, what you think about yourself. And I'm not necessarily referring to material situation, even though for some people it's material situation. For some people it's simply, the reality of their lives and the good reality. Wake up to the fact that you're okay, you're beautiful, your body is absolutely fine, you don't need to go to the gym, you're a decent human being living a magical life, but the 3D part of the magical life has to be simple, comfortable, easy, and close to nature. Do you really need to be a superstar or whatever you think that is missing from your life materially to, to be the magical person? No. You already have materially everything that you need. As in, even if you don't have the money, it's coming, it's growing, you're getting there. So this means accept the positive reality. Stop judging. You're beautiful, you're lovable, you're not ill, you are broken, yes. But whatever is your disability, what you think that is your disability, mental disability, physical, psychological, spiritual, that, for example, you're magical, but not as magical, powerful, whatever, as X, Z, Y. Well, the thing is, that's fake, that's illusion, that's you being unfair to yourself, you abusing yourself. That's not reality. No divine force wants you to believe that ever. That is something that is just programmed inside of you by society. So why let it fester? You're actually the opposite of what you think or what your problem is. You're not poor, you're not ugly, you're not whatever the obstacle is. You're the opposite, but sometimes you give no choice to reality itself but to reflect that. You're that determined. So this is where this pattern of yours, this tendency, this fixation was ended, terminated. It was surgically removed from you. So now you have to just process the opposite, that you're okay. Start believing that you're okay. And how does heaven see you, heaven's eyes? Five of Cups reversed. And Three of Cups. Well, this is where the heaven itself is kind of playing a trick on you. There might have been some moments of great divine humor playing out in your life. Either the divine message being given to you by the most inappropriate person, but the truth of what they shown was like no doubt at all. And the Three of Cups, but this is like a beautiful divine inspiration because it is almost like the universe is pulling up your disappointments to the surface and this disappointing you, as in removing it, showing you the opposite karmically through gesture, through people, through words, through your own epiphanies. And it's such a fun game that it is playing with you. It is having so much fun, and rather than to be fearful or to judge the situation incorrectly, have fun with it. It's challenging you in a fun way. When there is a friend who you need to remove from your life, well, it makes it easy for you. So look at that side, not necessarily, was it okay for me to stand up for myself? What do you mean? As in, seriously? So that's why the universe is playing tricks on you, having fun with you, because it's silly to even question standing up for yourself or defending yourself or being a human being, living in the 21st century. So it's kind of making fun, humorizing almost your silly standards. Your standards, of course, are idealistic. They stand for a beautiful principle and morality, but there's a limit in the 21st century. Like, there's only so much gold is allowed to glitter. You know what I mean? So even if you're someone like following the Christ consciousness principles of purity, unconditionality, okay, beautiful universe is definitely High Priestess. Your biggest fan, really it is. It's helping you even. Getting you wounded people and stuff like that so you can enact that, you can play it. Is fulfilling your wish, but do it in acceptable standards, as in you're not living in the age of Christ, or you're living in the 21st century, in this society, in this age, and when after 2020, adapt, as in reality. Do it in a non-self-sabotaging way. So enjoy the game. Enjoy the fun the universe is having with you, because it kind of guarantees that it is truly delighted by what it experiences through you. It is having so much fun. So thank you so much, and I'm sorry for this randomness and the unprofessionality of it all, and the fact that I'm not gonna edit it. So thank you so much.